You might have the passion and the ambition to start working for yourself. But what is now the best business model to get into? Because you do not want to start something and then later on find out because of reason ABC that this is not for you. Or if you would have known XYZ, you would have never started it. Well, in this video, we are going to determine on 5 simple steps what are the best business models to get into. Also later on, I will reveal my source and I'm going to give you a few examples of businesses that meet all the requirements. So before we dive in, as always, do me a favor, hit that like button, subscribe, click on the bell, click on also that you don't miss anything, leave me a comment or share this video with your friends if you think this is useful. Now let's dive straight into today's content. So while we're going through the video, I will take my YouTube channel as a reference because I think that's very easy to do. And the first step that we're going to look at is the letter C, and C stands for control. How much are you in control of your own business, of all the processes, of everything that can influence the profit or the loss of your company? For instance, in my YouTube channel, YouTube is completely in control. They can take down my channel whenever they want. If I would have built up a huge following with I don't know how many likes and comments and millions of people following me, they can wipe that away with just a few clicks on a button. So that is, for my business, or in this case for the YouTube channel, a very weak point of control, and for YouTube then of course it's a very strong point of control. All the other processes, as in creating the video, writing the scripts, putting in the photos, tiny videos, on that entire process I am in control. But the real algorithm for YouTube, that is of course owned to YouTube. So I need to hope that the algorithm works and that this video has been shown to the right people. So the C is for control. How much are you in control of your complete own business and all the processes that come with it? The second one is the letter E of entry. How easy is it to get in and out of the business model? Because if everyone can enter a certain business model, then it can get crowded quite fast. And usually then also the quality of the products and services that are offered by these companies is not that good. For example, dropshipping. Everyone can make an account on Shopify and start selling products. And you also see that most of the time the quality of those products is not so good, or that some people just don't deliver. So that can cause quite some problems. Of course, also the same for YouTube. Everyone can start off a YouTube channel. The quality between certain YouTubers is huge. So yeah, it is then very hard to really become successful in that certain niche. Another example of a few businesses that have a very high barrier of entry, a car manufacturer or maybe an airline. Usually a business model that has physical products that are capital intensive are very hard to get into. After that, we're going to the N of need, or demand in this case. How much demand is there for your product or service? What is your total reach? What is the total amount of people, businesses that you can sell your idea to? And do you solve someone's problems? How do you make them feel? Will you make them happy, excited, not so happy, or excited in the wrong way? In this step, it's very important that you don't look at your needs, not saying, oh, I want to start a YouTube channel because in 2 years I can drive a Lamborghini. No, look at the needs of your client, of your potential clients. What are their needs and how can you fulfill them and how can you solve their problems? Because money flows where problems are solved and value is added. Let me repeat that one more time. Money flows where problems are solved and value is added. And the last one in this step is that you need to have a passion for your end goal. What is your why? What is the reason that you get up every morning to do what you want to do? Is it to fulfill a certain need, to solve a certain problem? That is your why. My why for this YouTube channel is that I want to educate people about everything that has to do with finances, real estate, personal finance, debt, central banks, crypto, you name it. Everything that has to do with finances, I like to educate people because I'm already active in this business for such a long time. I like to be creative and I think I can really help someone. And if I don't help someone, then at least I hope it's a little bit entertaining. That is my why for this YouTube channel. And number 4 is the T of time. How much is your business time bound and how easily can you scale your business? So in this case, are your margins fat enough to scale your business? Let's say you have a bakery and you work very hard. This was your dream, your passion. You finally have it. You work the entire year. You get up early in the morning to make all those breads, to sell it every day. You also after that need to do all the purchases, your accounting. You're exhausted and at the end of the year you make $80,000. And then at a certain point you think, I need to make a change. So why not hire someone who can do all the work for me, that I have a little bit more free time and I can spend it on other stuff, maybe more on the accountancy or maybe marketing, whatever. To hire a person, you need to pay the person $60,000. So $80,000 minus the $60,000, you are left with $20,000 at the end of the year. Is that then enough to live off? Now, most likely it isn't. So before you start into a business, you need to know that your margins are fat enough so that you can scale and hire people, or that you can automate stuff so that you can disconnect your time from the business. You can simply check that by asking yourself, does the company also run without me? In this case, in my YouTube channel, the answer is no, because I am the face of my YouTube channel. If I don't make videos, then they will not be uploaded. So yeah, I am actually with this YouTube channel not meeting this requirement. Number 5 is then the letter S of scale. How easily can you scale your business? There's a simple way to test that. If you get 10 times more clients tomorrow than you have today, will that get you into trouble, or will that easily to be handled? If the answer is, oh my God, I will be so overloaded with so much work and will never be able to make that, then the answer is no, it's not easy to scale. Another one to test this is very simple. Ask yourself, if I want to scale my own salary from 10K per month to 100K per month, is that easy to do, or do I really need to rearrange a lot? Do I need to hire a lot of people? Are my systems in place? Is it easy for me with just a few clicks that I can scale my salary for 10 to 100K? If the answer to the salary and to the amount of clients is both no, or at least one of them is already no, then your business is not fit for scaling. So what you want to look at is the product or service that I'm offering. Can I offer that to a few hundred people or to maybe millions of people? That also kind of shows you right away what the market is. Is it easy to scale? Again, the YouTube channel, this is super easy to scale. I mean, I make the video once, and then if 1,000 people watch it or 10 million people watch it, for me it doesn't make any difference. I just make the video once. I don't have to do anything extra to get it from 1,000 to 10 million. Another one that's interesting to look at is, can you copy or franchise your company? Because if you do, then suddenly it becomes scalable. Let's again take the bakery. Maybe you make only 20K and you say, hey, that's not enough for me to live on. But if you can franchise it and suddenly have 5 bakeries and you make 5 times 20,000, then suddenly you have $100,000 a year, and then it becomes scalable, and suddenly that business could become interesting. So we can conclude that your margin and your reach can determine your impact and your scale. Because I strongly believe that if you have a high margin but a very low reach, you can become a millionaire. But let's say you have a very low margin, the bakery again, and you have a very high reach, hundreds of clients, you also can become a millionaire. But a high margin and a high reach, for example, creating an iPhone, that is what creates billionaires. So now you know the 5 simple and quick steps to determine your perfect business model. Now let me give you a few examples of businesses that could meet the requirement. Number 1 is rental systems, something that generates income over and over again. Think about real estate, royalty of licenses. A second one could be everything with computer and software systems, because the internet is always here, it's never tired. It runs 24/7, it's very easy to scale, and nowadays pretty much everyone uses the internet. A good example could be something like Facebook or Amazon, Google, Airbnb, Uber. All those big companies are actually just software companies. And how about content systems? That is information, so something like courses, ebooks, or YouTube channels. It is stuff that you create or make once and then you can just sell it in eternity. An ebook is super easy because once you write it, you can offer it on Amazon. Amazon has a reach of millions of users all over the world, and you only have to produce it once. Same with your YouTube video. I can have 1 viewer, I can have 1 million viewers. I only have to create it once. And also, usually these products have a very high margin because it barely costs me anything to make this YouTube video. The same for an ebook. You have a laptop and you can just type away. Make a course. You also don't need a lot of money to invest before the product is finished. Number 4 are distribution systems. So a system that brings something from A to B. Because if I have written an ebook and I want to sell it to as many people as I can, then I can email you, but there's maybe also an app, and if everyone is using that app, then it's very easy to bring the product from one person to another. Great example, of course, is Spotify, who brings the listener to the producer of the music. And number 5, you probably didn't see coming, that are HR systems, because humans are very hard to predict. We constantly change. So for companies, it's very important to keep their staff happy. And if you can build a system that can create that and you can make people happy and keep them happy, then you can ask a lot of money for it. A great example is Salesforce. So now that you know the 5 steps and you had a few examples of business models, it's time for me to reveal my source. But before I really do so, I want to give you one more takeaway, and that is that once you have found your business model, you're probably going to find out that someone else also already had this idea. Please let this not stop you in your journey, because the owner of an idea is not the one who came up first with it, but the one who executes on the idea the best way possible. So how do you spot a great idea? Usually it is complaints and negative feedback that you hear around you. For example, I hate that I need to, I wish I had, why is it a bummer that, if we could just do only. Those are the signals in the market or from your friends or tiny complaints, and to fill that in with a solution or to take away that pain, that is where people pay you for. So complaints are not complaints, they are just a little bit of feedback that pushes you into the right direction. And then now it is really time for me to reveal my source, and my source is a book, and it's a book written by MJ DeMarco, and it's called The Millionaire Fast Lane. This book, I read it, I think about 2 or 3 years ago, and it was such an eye-opener. It really changed my way of thinking of doing business, scaling businesses, what is good, what is bad. And I am this man grateful forever. And since the book was so helpful for me, I thought, why not make a video and share the knowledge so that maybe it's also useful for someone else. Now, full transparency, I'm not getting any money from anyone to say whatever I just said in this video. I'm not being sponsored. This is just purely my opinion and my vision on the stuff that I read. Maybe if you read the book, you see something completely different and you have a very different perspective on things. That could be, but I just want to share the knowledge. And with that being said, we are at the end of the video, so please do me a favor, hit that like button, subscribe, click on the bell, click on all so that you don't miss anything. Leave me a comment or share this video with your friends if you think this is useful. Also feel free to add me on Twitter, on Instagram, the links are in the description, or come join me at the trading channel. That's the second YouTube channel. We are posting technical analysis every day on Bitcoin and Ethereum. So if you're into that kind of stuff, definitely check that out. I want to thank you guys so much again, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye bye.